Let me talk about the conductor efficiency, grid efficiency, conductor temperature, a little bit about ampacity and temperature as well. There is the perception in the industry, for example, that oftentimes we use the phrase of high temperature, low sag conductor as if the conductor having a higher operating temperature will always be a better conductor. Not necessarily so. You wanted to have a conductor that delivers more ampacity than any other conductor, but you are running it cooler. That's what TS is able to accomplish because we pack more aluminum than any other conductor so that you are able to run TS conductor. You don't have to reach 250 C, for example, that other conductor may have to be pushed to get that very high ampacity. And because of the amount of aluminum and the type of aluminum, which is the most conductive type in TS, we're able to give you more ampacity, even at just 200 C, compared to other conductors who had to run to 240 or 250 degrees centigrade. So that perception of higher the temperature, the better the conductor is, that is a miss. And the other part that people oftentimes get concerned about is, well, is the high temperature, low sag conductor lossy? That, when you use those conductors, are they even economical? And I think that's being taken out of context because when we look at transmission lines, we had to design with N-1 in mind. So when you have emergency situations of N-1, so what is N-1? You basically have one circuit that are completely out of commission. So you're going to be -1. And then if you have a -2, which means two circuits are going to be out, right? So what it means is your line need to be able to take the additional load from that circuit that's out of commission. When you have these emergency situations, your conductor needs to be capable of supporting and accommodating these N-1 or even N-2 situations. But these situations are normally very rare. And we talk about, typical utility, you are looking at 8 to 10 hours in a year, to have these extreme situations. So in those times, no one is as worried about what's the line loss. You wanted to get capacity out. You wanted to be able to keep the network on, keep the lights on. So loss is not an issue because these are relatively short term. But most of the time, you are running in normal conditions, you need the conductor to have low loss. Okay, this is where conductors like TS really shine. When you need that additional capacity to handle emergency, you have that ability to go to high temperature to deliver that extraordinary ampacity to deal with emergency. But under most conditions, you like the line to run with efficiency. And when we talk about efficiency, again, it is a relative term because you are comparing, let's say, TS conductor versus a traditional conductor that would have been in the circuit otherwise. So you're looking at efficiency in comparison or relative to an old conductor or baseline conductor that was in place before. And with the lower resistance, we talked about TS conductor could be as much as 50% more efficient because we pack more aluminum and the aluminum is the most conductive type of aluminum. You're able to reduce resistance and you are able to run TS conductor actually cooler under the same current. So under the same current, you compare TS versus the ACSR versus the ACSS versus the other conductors. That's where lower resistance in the conductor will give you that better efficiency. And by the way, on that efficiency aspect, our industry has been, I would say, ignorant in terms of efficiency in the grid. And part of it is because of regulation that Utility industry is heavily regulated. We don't necessarily, innovate or compete or do things the way a private industry do. And all the behaviors are really driven and governed by regulations. There is no incentive related to grid efficiency or conductor efficiency today. And we hope that can be changed because efficiency do matter. If you look at the electron generation on the generation side, we made giant progress in solar panels, in wind turbines, that we are able to harvest these renewable energy into electron much more efficiently in the past 20 years. If you look at the consumption side of electron, we even get paid to buy Energy Star rated appliances for our kitchen, whether it's dishwasher, microwave, you name it. But we do not pay attention to the loss in the power grid, which is actually substantial. The last number I read from DOE, it's 8.3% in transmission and distribution. That's a pretty significant number. So if we are able to leverage efficiency-related economics, that is, you're able to actually create economic value, we can use that to pay or subsidize for the cost of grid upgrade without affecting the ratepayers. And that is the right thing to do for society, the right thing to do for the ratepayers, and the right thing to do for our environment.